Me hostage.
Right. I've lost count.
Episode-
Is it 7?
7?
This will be 7, yeah.
So we'll be 7 when it goes out.
7, yeah.
Wow. Getting some traction here, boys, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, we keep turning up.
Well, we keep, yeah, we'll find out, but yeah. Yeah, 7 episodes in.
7 episodes in, and the main, well, I say the subject of today, the main thing that we're going to try and talk about anyway, toxic masculinity.
I noticed you chose to say that, not Lim. Because we'd be a far away from him to pronounce it properly.
Go on, say it for us, please.
Toxic masculinity. Been practicing that in the car on the way here, boys.
Now say Peter Parker, Peter Peck, Pickle Peppers.
Fuck you. Couldn't even think about saying that, mate.
I think it's a great little subject, and I think normally when you think about it, it's usually in the context of, and this is a very broad context, so I apologise if I offend anyone, I don't really care, but I apologise. It's usually in the context of saying toxic masculinity.
So you can't say it now. Say Peter Piper, Peter Pepper.
That's,
Yeah, exactly, say that.
we might have to cut that out. The accent you just
7 episodes and cancel.
It's usually used in the context of it towards women. So whether it's talking, with all the terms, your mansplaining, your manspreading, it's usually in that context. So you just think, okay, so it doesn't really affect men, it's just something used by men against other people.
Yes.
But there's a lot more to it than that.
Yes.
It's not just sitting legs akimbo because you don't want to squash your ball sack.
Not again.
It comes back to my least favourite saying going.
Don't say it.
Don't you
I'm gonna
fucking
say
know.
it. Man up.
Ah!
I fucking hate that saying because
Said
it's like, what do you mean? Because it sounds really cringe, but there's more to being a man than just hiding every emotion known to man. Oh, there you go. Being a man is about being in tune with yourself. It's knowing who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the same with being a woman, or I'm not going to go there, but
Toaster.
yeah. Live, laugh, toaster bath. It's just about being a person. I just think this whole idea of man up it really grinds my gears.
Yeah.
It really grabs my love spuds.
I'm guilty of it. Not toxic masculinity. I think because I've got a son and a daughter, I'm completely different with both of them.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And I know I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Because Riley falls over, you go, oh come on, get up, rub some mud in it, you'll be fine. And you sort of go, fuck, I shouldn't be saying this.
Yeah.
But as a daughter, you're going running, are you okay? Let me pick you up, let me wipe it down. You sort of go, I'm teaching them
Yes.
while I'm talking about the podcast.
So,
And you sort of go,
I would say shut the fuck up.
that's why you've not got kids.
And that's the only reason.
But I'm guilty of it. I'm
Yeah.
guilty of practicing that when I shouldn't really be
It's-
instilling it. But sometimes you can't help it.
It's a societal thing, isn't it? Because you get brought up on the fact that men need to love sports, they need to be alpha
As
male,
nails.
they need to be dominant in everything they do. And that's why we're in the issue, that's why we've got the issues that we've got.
Half
Because
men are in the shit.
we're trying to comply with this model figure of what a man should be. And it's wrong.
Old school
And
bollocks.
how can you be this alpha male when you barely have the motivation to get up and brush your teeth, let alone get yourself in the gym, 4 or 5 times a week, getting the guns pumping and being, not a user, but that's where it comes. It comes from that old-fashioned family model. It's not. It's not that long ago when you think about it, but that old-fashioned family model.
Bloke goes out to work, wife's at home cooking, kids are playing. Right, man, there's the money. I'm off down the pub.
Yeah.
See you in about a week.
Exactly. And
But now it's a new world, isn't it? Things are slowly changing.
we're finally realising everyone's different. They're going to deal with things differently,
Yeah.
and they're going to respond to things differently. So if I mean, to be fair, when I was a kid, if I fell over, you're invincible as a kid.
Yeah.
Well, you make a rubber, aren't you?
I mean, now I just have to sleep wrong, and that's it.
Pull it back, pull the muscle.
Yeah, honestly.
I stood my toe out for a week.
I nearly injured myself just standing fucking still yesterday. I just stood at this Remembrance Day parade, my lower back started to give out. Like, what the fuck? I'm just stood here. It's just like, nah, we're not working today.
And the horrible thing with it is it gets turned around against blokes. The whole... You're subscribing to this ideal that what a bloke should be, do and act, and then that gets turned around, rightly or wrongly. The fact that, oh well, you're just being misogynistic, you know, and that's the quandary that everybody finds themselves in. I need to comply with this because I'm a man, but if I do that, then I'm anti-feminist and everything else that goes along with it.
And I think it's that confusion which is what gets us so down.
Yeah.
It's, okay, what can I do or say? Okay, if I say nothing, then apparently that makes me worse because I'm not standing up for people.
Yeah.
Then if I say something, I'm going to offend someone. So what can I do? And then you're in that constant, like that deadly cycle of, okay, shit, I can't really do anything. Or can I? But am I going to upset someone? Am I going to get myself into the shit?
It's a mindfuck.
That's a very fine line, isn't it? Of being that typical man of, you see something on the street, oh, do I go and help? Because there's always, someone always videoing it, let's say someone's getting attacked or whatever, do I go and help? But if I help and I never do it, people will go, you shouldn't have done that. So you can't win. You can't physically do anything.
The person I'm going to go and help refuse my help because I'm a bloke going out to help them and it's not my place to do it, and it's just a mindfuck.
That's why men are scared to talk sometimes, I feel. It's because it's that opening up and that first going, I'm struggling. I don't want my friends to think I'm weak. I don't want my family to think I'm not worthy now of being the alpha male, the protector, the provider. That's like bollocks.
And again, it comes back to that embracing your emotions, isn't it? You know, if you can't display your emotions because you're afraid of the repercussions afterwards, that's the mindset that they want you to have, and that's what's been created over generations. I mean, it's not a new thing. It's been given multiple names over the last however many years, but it's the same thing. You know, the alpha male has become toxic masculinity.
Exactly, same thing, different name.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, we're constantly being told, okay, I mean, we're trying to get the message out there, be more open and honest with yourself and others. But then it's really annoying because then it gets turned back on us again, even from the same people telling us to do it. They're saying, oh, well, man up.
Yeah.
Why are you crying, man up?
Yeah.
And every time I hear it, I'm saying it myself and it makes me feel a level of rage.
I think at times it feels like the world's against men.
Oh yeah.
I think you'd see it on Facebook, you think, yeah, it's mental health month, this month.
Yeah.
But you also we get what, a day in June, men's mental health day?
Yeah.
Very rarely gets spoken about. If we're not pushing it on Facebook, you don't really see it on the news. You don't see it plastered over socials, let's be honest, you don't see it. No. But then, when it's Father's Day, for example, you'll go, well, let's get the cards for the mothers. Which, that's fine. If a child's only got the mother and the dad's whatever, that's fine. But then you sort of think
it sort of takes away from it as well.
It takes away that man feeling important for that one day that we get. And you sort of think, what's the point of me bothering?
Yeah.
What's the point of me getting up, going to work, really working my balls off to get shot down every single time? And that's why half of it is a fuck.
I mean, you always see the comments on, you know, it's Men's Mental Health Day or Mental Health Month, and they go, well, you're not the ones who were oppressed for so many years, and it's like, that's not the point.
Exactly.
Like, we've actually gone a bit too far, I think.
Yeah.
We've reached a nice point, and then it kept going. It's like, no, back it up a bit. It's just, people just need to see each other as equals. That's all we need to. That's all we're asking for. We're not asking for extra rights or extra care or special treatment. It's just treat me with
respecting each other.
One of your other friends, just exactly the same. Just treat everyone the same.
The
it's
thing
really
is,
not that hard.
And blokes don't help themselves either because they're prescribed to this idea and ideology of what they need to be. We don't tend to, not including us in this room because I know it's a different story, but we don't include other people's thoughts, feelings and emotions because it's, oh well, that's not right, because you shouldn't be feeling like that. You need to man up. And it's like, because we're doing that, or because blokes are doing that, that's creating this image that you're a misogynistic motherfucker that doesn't give a shit about anybody else.
Yeah.
But you're not. But you're just trying to comply with everybody else's ideals and how you should
be. It's like if you don't comply with society,
you're the outcast.
You're the outcast. They turn on you just like that.
Yeah.
On Facebook, they'll just go at you and you think, fucking hell, I don't need this shit.
Yeah.
So half the time you go, yeah, I really agree, but in your head going, I can't deal with this, I don't like this at all.
And I think a lot of people don't understand how much that phrase can really tear you down.
No.
As a man or as a person or whatever, it can really tear you down. So I know, from previous relationships, whether, they've done something that's upset me, or for one reason or another, I'm in a bit of a low mood, and they'll turn around to me and say, oh, man up.
Yeah.
And
I hate the phrase.
I remember, especially from one of my relationships, it was a pretty bad one, but, they kept using that phrase, kept saying, okay, man up, man up, man up.
Yeah.
And I'd always turn around and say to him, all right, okay, I don't like using that because it's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't say that. I'm feeling shit. I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm just letting you know because it's the courteous thing to do.
Yeah.
And then no matter what, you just keep saying, man up.
Yeah.
Man up.
And I think it takes a bigger pair of bollocks to turn around and just say, do you know what? No, I'm not going to. I've had a shit day, you don't understand what I'm going through. Why should I just brush it under the carpet because you're telling me it's okay?
I think it's also when I have it, when people that you know go, oh, I'm feeling a bit depressed, feeling a bit down. Okay, so describe it to me. I've just had a busy day at work and I'm not really feeling it. That's not really,
Okay.
that's not the be all and end all of
No,
mental health.
that's part of it, but
You sort of go, yeah, okay, I get you, but here's what someone with depression actually thinks.
Yeah.
I don't want to get out of bed. I don't
Yeah.
want to see my family. I don't want to talk to anyone. Oh yeah, okay, maybe it's not that bad. I said, look, I get what you're on about.
Yeah.
But don't label every one or every mood or situation with the same brush.
No.
Because
No.
the people that generally suffer really badly, that's going to piss them off.
Yeah.
And that's going to take away from the fact that the genuine sufferers don't get heard.
Yeah.
Because you want a day off work, or you don't necessarily want to do
Oh,
something.
good, yeah, it's an easy
I'm not
card
doing
to
it.
play. I'm just going to say, oh,
But then
yeah.
the genuine people that can't get out of bed, can't function, don't want to function,
Yeah.
they get labelled then. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you, you're perfectly fine. No, I'm
Yeah.
fucked here.
Yeah.
Especially when, you know, as someone, you know, we've all been there, we've all suffered with anxiety, depression, you know, the good stuff. We mask it.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I find that a really common thing between people who genuinely do suffer, whether it's even just a little bit. You mask it. You go, okay, I don't want people to tell me to man up, or I don't want people to say, oh, you're fine. So okay, I'll just
Just
plaster
pretend
a
everything's fine, okay. on
If
with
I
it.
smile, eventually it will turn into a real smile. Obviously that doesn't fucking work, but
Yeah.
I still do it. You know, it's like if I put a smile on and I go to work or I go to do this, it'll be fine. As long as people don't know, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that obviously makes it 10 times worse, as I have now learned.
Yeah.
I still do it, but
But it's right, because some people will just deal with it by going to work and getting on with it because that's their normal routine and that's the safe space for them because they know that's what they can do every day. And that's, again, that's where it gets hidden away because, like you said, your employer will come to you and go, well, your performance has dropped. You seem fine, what's going on? Well, actually...
Then do you be open and honest and go, mentally I'm not in the headspace, or do you just go, oh, just having one of them days, sorry boss, I'll pick it
I'll
up.
sort it tomorrow.
Because it's
Yeah.
that fine balancing act of, do I express my true feelings as a man?
Yeah.
Are you going to go, okay, let's deal with it, but then go away and go, well, do you know what he's...
Yeah.
You know what he's telling
Yeah,
me?
they're not taking me seriously.
Feed me some
they're just
bullshit
gonna-
here,
yeah.
he's just having me on.
Yeah.
Or do you just go, yeah, no problem, sorry, I'll pick it up. But then you're masking your own problem.
Yeah. And again, it comes back to that being fearful of the repercussions, isn't it? You know, like you say, if you go to somebody and say, actually, I'm struggling, this is what's going on, is that going to be taken seriously? Are they going to do anything about it? Or are they going to run off and tell the next person they have a coffee with, you know, we've seen Joe over there, he's having a right fucking time, but get this.
It's just about being honest
Yeah.
with everyone. And
Yeah.
just, as a man, opening up and not being scared to take that initial, we say it every week, don't we, that first step.
Yeah.
And to go, oh, I'm not feeling okay. Can you help me in the workplace? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I'd rather know now than you go, yeah, we can put this in place. They do it for 2 weeks and go, yeah, you're fine, crack on.
You're healed.
You're
So
healed,
one-
you're back to normal.
I'll say one thing I find helps with that initial step, especially at work, because it's almost like a second home as much as you might
Yeah.
hate it or whatever. It's a second home. You spend more time there
Yeah.
usually than you do at
Yeah.
home. And you know, speaking to that manager again, it's like speaking to your parents or something. You don't want to you don't want that feeling of, oh, am I going to burden them with this?
Here we go again. It's coming
I've
to you
already-
with the same problem he did last
I've
week.
already seen the amount of paperwork they're having to push around, and they've got enough as it is with an absolute shit team behind them or whatever. I don't want to put this on them. So I found a really good way to do it is find one colleague or co-worker or a few that you get on really, really well with.
Yeah.
You know, your work wife or whatever. Tell them. You don't have to go into full detail, but just say, look, I've been feeling really shit. I don't really know how to communicate it, and I don't really want to tell anyone yet. They can be your advocate.
Yeah.
They can check in on you. They can give you a call halfway through the day and go, you doing alright today?
Yeah.
Or, I'm
It's
just
almost
going
like creating
just
your
going to
own
get-
support network within the
Exactly,
workplace,
yeah.
isn't it?
Just build it up slowly. You don't have to jump straight into it and start a podcast.
No, stupid idea.
What a fucking stupid idea.
Like, just build it up slowly, and then it starts off, with, okay, I'm just going to grab a coffee, do you want to come with? That 5-minute walk or whatever can just make your day feel so much better.
It can refocus your mind, can't
Whether
it?
it's because you're a caffeine addict like me and you're finally getting your coffee, or because just that 5 minutes, changing your environment, going outside, getting some fresh air, talking with someone you get on really well with.
Getting it off your chest, just unloading.
It can make
Even if it's minor.
It can make
get it
all
out
the
there.
difference. I mean, I remember one day I was at work and I had a call come through from Sarah, and she was like, "Oh, I found some horses." So I went over.
Random.
And we were, yeah, I know. So we just parked to the side of the road. Parked to the side of the road where this field is, and there's just these horses. They're fucking huge. But these horses, they just stood there for a little bit, just stroking the horses and giving them an apple. Really, like that 5-10 minutes.
I just had visions of Vladimir Putin the shit out of it with his shirt off, riding a horse bareback.
It'd be more like Homer Simpson on the lawnmower. Jiggling for justice.
It's right though, but you see the groups, you see like men that are climbing towers because they want to see the kids and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
It's all, I'm tired of saying it, but it's all against, it feels like everything is against
I think it is, but I think
a men, but then again we don't help ourselves
No,
sometimes, so we
and
can be.
it's so easy for the media to spin things, isn't it? And
Yeah,
Fucking really.
portray blokes as the
aggressor.
aggressors, the offenders, the
Shit houses.
bad egg of everything, when the two sides of the story, somewhere in the middle is the truth.
Yeah.
And that's, we don't do enough for ourselves in that extent to say, well, okay, yeah, alright, I did this, that was shit, however, this has happened, this has led me to this
Yeah.
point. There's no background to any of it, it's just the sensationalism bit. Fuck me, they've changed themselves to Houses of Parliament again, not dressed as Spider-Man, which I completely get, and there's a way of getting your message across, but we've just got to be so careful how we do things, and we need to distance ourselves from being the dickhead to explaining why we're being a bit of a dickhead.
So just because everyone's calling you a dickhead does not mean you need to go and act like one.
No.
It's just go about it the proper way. So I know sometimes you have to make a bit of a ruckus to get the voice out there, but you're going to piss more people off if you do it that way. So it's just don't turn into the stereotype. Don't turn
Yes.
into what they're telling you to be.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Go about it how you should go about it, and you'll find eventually it will pay off. It may take a while. It may take a day. It may take weeks, months, years, whatever.
Yeah.
But you'll get there, and you'll feel better for doing it in a proper way.
And teach the kids early, like we talked about earlier, don't give them the, toughen up, princess, you'll be alright.
Yeah.
Teach them early. If you've hurt, you've hurt. You just deal with it and crack
Yeah.
on with it. Speak to others, find out
I
if
have
they're
started,
okay.
no, to be fair now, I have, bastards. I have now started going, look, I know you don't, if you're not feeling okay, it's okay to cry, it's okay to come to mummy and daddy and say, look, I'm feeling a bit sad.
Yeah.
Because, again, the old generation, like we had my dad on last week,
You'd be in the microwave.
I would have been in the fucking microwave like a bastard roast turkey, wouldn't I? But it's true, it's,
Liam moved out and there wasn't a microwave inside.
I haven't seen a microwave since. I still go around and nick all the food.
What I meant to pick up on that last episode with Dad was he said, well, day one Leah moved out, day two we planned what we were going to do with the room.
Turned into a giant microwave.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I was thinking 50 Shades of Grey room.
Right, that's
Coming out
didn't
of
see
when
that.
I was
Right.
conceived. Thank you very much.
I mean, they wouldn't have to make many changes, but
Oh, you've been round.
it was on a website somewhere.
Just talking about boxes under his bed.
Came across. It's like, it's one of the, it's something that you, like I said, teach from young, because even without realising it, it's something we grow up with, whether it's in movies, books, whatever it is. It's that stereotypical thing. It's like, okay, you've got the mum and the dad, the dad's seen as the breadwinner, the mum's at home being the caring person, whereas the dad's dealing the discipline. And then the grandparents, you've always got the sweet, kind old grandma baking your cookies, and the grumpy old shit of a granddad sat in his armchair just waiting for death. And you think about it, in a lot of films, cartoons, whatever, that's the common ground. It's like, well, why is it always that way?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I never knew any of my granddads, so I didn't know if they were little grumpy old bastards or what. But I knew my grandma and my granny.
Yeah.
I mean, they could both be feisty, but you know, my granny being a Glaswegian lady and all that.
Wee.
Who fit? But it's like, again, because you know they've obviously grown up with the, you know, I'm the caring one, they're the tough one, and
Yes.
you don't realise it until when you look back at it, you're actually fucking hell.
Yeah. But even when you were kids, when you were watching films, when we get to school, it was always like, oh, have you seen the latest Predator? Have you seen the latest fucking Rambo film? And it was like, that was,
Man,
that's what I want to be, that's what a man looks like. You know, well, okay. I'm never going to get there because I haven't got that time to spend in the gym. I don't like the gym. But you are right, because you have the two sort of sets of films. That family film, which is the old stereotype of mum at home, dad doing the work, and then when son grows up, he wants to be Rambo. There's nothing
just in between, is there?
There's no bridge to that.
I mean, obviously that is changing now. A little bit too much.
Yeah, do we think society's slowly changing?
Oh yeah.
Or do we still
is.
think it's at that level?
I think it's surface level, but it's changed and changing that little bit. So I think corporations and whatnot, they're putting that sticker on it to say, look, see, we've changed. We've hired this person instead.
Yeah, but what they're doing is they're casting people like Vin Diesel, or they're casting somebody like The Rock, and trying to portray them in a more family orientated role. You kind of like, hang on, this doesn't work. That's not where I'm getting at.
I've seen the pacifier.
I want to put him in a fucking microwave. Get in.
It's like, so they slap that sticker on and say, look, see, we are changing. Look, we've changed the roles here. It's like, but then you get into the film, it's the same story.
It's the same story,
like,
just people in different places. Yeah.
I think there's a lot more work that needs to go into it.
I think
we're not there yet. But we need to work as a society a lot more on it.
Yeah.
And get rid of the fucking phrase world.
Yes, please.
I hate
Scratch
it.
that from the rest of the podcast. Let's not use it again.
But yeah, I think now every time I think I'm going to say it, I'm just going to say cunt instead. Cunt
Okay.
up. Ooh, that's
I'm
not
not allowed. I'm not.
You know what?
You're overquoting me.
I'm overquoted.
Grow up and be a cunt. There you go. Life's easy.
He is.
Hello. Yeah, but not intentionally. That's the worst part.
You met my dad. Taught football the best.
It was lovely. Don't diss on him like that.
Your dad can come back any time.
You on the other hand.
We've already discussed that.
You knew it. Might have been deleting out of the WhatsApp group.
I mean, we weren't going to tell you privately.
Fuck it. Comes up.
You are a pair of cunts.
Oh dear.
I am overquoted now. Sorry, boys.
I mean, what are some moments that you've both experienced where someone has used that phrase or something along those lines, and you've either wanted to twat the fucker or it's really sent you down?
For me, it was when I was victim of my first armed robbery at work. I had a knife held to my throat for 20 minutes while they stole all the money out of the safe. And after I went through the ordeal and the police came rushing in and all that shit, my area manager turned up and said, "Oh, you'll be alright tomorrow, just man up, get on with it." I said, "Mate, are you taking the piss? Just had a knife to my throat for 20 minutes. I'm having at least 2 months off.
So
you
we
can fucking see you later."
How do you fucking like
Yeah.
it?
But then the next day you're coming to work. Oh, I thought, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
But that's not something you should have to deal with, especially if you work in a retail thing. Like, you're not, you don't get really any training, it's just whatever the person before you taught you. But obviously you're not expected, or shouldn't be expected, to deal with armed robberies especially. Rude customers are one thing, but you just go, ha ha ha, okay. But armed robberies, like, no one can prepare you for that.
No.
Especially in a retail role. Obviously if you're going into like an armed forces role or something like that, you're bound to expect it.
You're going to expect some
But
kind of
they
violence.
give you some kind of training to deal with that, and a support network in place for when you do deal with that.
Oh, I got nothing, I got a card.
But working behind it, really, what the fuck is wrong with them?
Asking if I was okay. That was it.
That's ridiculous. How about you, Dan?
I think we see it a lot. I think you run the risk of, especially in what we do, being careful with my phraseology.
Yeah, I might interrupt you.
We rush headlong into some things thinking that we are the be all and end all that can sort everything out. And I think and this applies to most places, you're like a bull in the china shop sometimes, and you're not going to achieve anything just by trying to assert your dominance and tell people this is that, this is why, and this is how you're doing it. It all comes back to that, understanding other people's feelings and emotions and what they're going through, just taking a step back sometimes, going, okay, alright, this is shit, this has gone off, this has happened. How do we fix it? How do we get here? And by me acting like a bull in the china shop, am I now going to put you back into a secondary stage of PTSD because this is what you just experienced?
Yeah.
And people drop themselves in the shit for it a lot. And it could be quite easily avoided with a little bit of common sense and a little bit of forward thinking. But
That's very true though.
It is.
Because like, I think the way we tailor our responses to certain people, telling us about something traumatic or even something that to us seems really minor but to them is like the biggest thing of their life. We have that even just in the back of our minds, we have that just subconsciously, okay, let's say a woman comes up to you and says, oh, someone's just stolen my bag and they've run off that way. Straight away you might be thinking, okay, I'm going to help you, I might run after them, or okay, let's call the police, let's do this. But then if a bloke was coming to you, you could be the biggest bloke going but the softest little fucker. I said, oh, someone's just nicked my bag. I'm like, and? Like,
what do you do about it?
Like, fucking deal with it. Like, why didn't you just grab them? And you don't realise sometimes that you're going to do that.
You don't realise you're doing it.
And you don't mean to either.
You
but for some
automatically
reason, it's just so ingrained in us that we just end up doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you need to take that step back. So if you find yourself starting to do it, just pause for a second, say, sorry, hang on a second. Take that step back and go, right, okay. And then just start with that, what can I do?
Yeah.
But not in a really sarcastic,
patronising.
like,
Yeah.
well, what can I do? As if to say, I'm not going to do anything. Just say, literally, what can I do? What is there anything you'd like me to do to help you right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the answer is no, that's fine. But if yes, okay, tell me what you need from me. And if I can do it, I will try my best to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you saw a lady fall down in the street,
You're automatically.
you run over, pick her up and offer to help her up. You see a bloke fall over, you're like,
Way.
See, now I don't do that.
But
I just rip everyone. And I don't even take disabilities into it, Matt.
But if it was me that fall over, I wouldn't give a shit who came and helped me up. And that's my sort of mindset.
Because it's a nice thing to do. I mean, someone will come and help you up and I'll be sat there going, oh my god.
Dickhead.
Yeah. That's it in a nutshell, isn't it? You know, it's the appreciate and accept help from anybody and give help to anybody, because you never know when you're going to be in that position yourself.
But also, if you are in that power, that position power, don't be a bell end.
Yes.
Because I don't know if you've noticed it, but if you're new at management, or you get that role of, right, I'm the alpha in this office or workspace,
And on that power trip.
I am going to stamp my authority. Right, from tomorrow, this is changing. This is
Management
changing.
lobotomy.
Respect my authority.
Yeah.
You are going to make enemies very quickly.
Absolutely.
If it's about going in, hello, I'm new boss, what can I do to help you going forward? What needs to change in this office to make your working life better?
Yeah. And you see it all the time, people that you work alongside one day get promoted the next day and all of a sudden they're like, oh fucking hell, check me out.
Cheers,
Hey, hang on,
see you
mate.
later.
You were doing the same jobs I was yesterday.
Yeah.
So...
They're not even doing it as well as me. So I just don't want to go through the paperwork.
Seen those hoops? Nowhere.
But this week, we haven't got any love spuds or mental mailbox, have we? Because
No.
it's a special month.
Special month. We're still in November, I had to check.
Yeah.
Right.
November.
Get this man a calendar, quick.
Mental Health Awareness Month. November, for the blokes out there listening.
Oh, I'm already fucked. I've had this for 3 years.
Well, there's a
Get
glue
rid of
not
it.
dried up.
It's a very
So,
important
just
month,
barb it
isn't
out.
it?
Important month. We've said on Facebook it should be every month for 12 months of the year.
Yeah.
But again, let's make the most of it when the opportunity arises. Mental Health Awareness Month, November, for blokes in particular. We see all sorts there. Blokes growing moustaches.
No, November.
No.
I'm not allowed.
just to push a general mental or men's well-being. So your prostate cancer checks, things like that. This is an important month for that, and it just gets pushed out all the time. It's important, it does.
As uncomfortable as that is, I'm glad I have it done.
It's just a
Little
blood
finger
test
on the
now.
hoop. No, it was
You
a
can have a
finger
blood
on the hoop
test
for
now.
me. Was it?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, I went to the wrong doctor.
Maybe try going to the actual doctor.
Not back street, Ali.
I thought it was him.
Ali had to pay him.
I thought it was him when he didn't put a glove on.
You didn't even cut his fingernails.
I put his watch on as well. Wouldn't it went up to his wrist?
You know how far up was he?
He still got it.
If I shake, I can tell the time.
You can't do it. You can't even do that looking at a digital clock, let alone a proper one.
I have a very peculiar set of skills.
Peculiar big
But no, it's important, I think, to raise awareness for anyone struggling with mental health, not just men, but women, children, teenagers, because we've probably been in contact with a couple of schools and colleges, and we're noticing that more young people, especially when it comes to exam times or
Yep.
end of school, oh, you've not got the grades that you potentially want, shit, because they had these plans for a school. I know I did. I wanted to be a fire officer. And I was like, oh shit, didn't get the grades.
Didn't get the height either, mate.
No, I didn't. Didn't get the hose. And you sort of go, well, you go, well shit, what do I do now? I've got, my plans have fell apart. Do I just get any sort of job and get on with life, or where do I turn to? Who do I go to? Who do I speak to? Because talking to parents, sometimes they're not the biggest of help. They go, oh, you should have revised better, you should have done it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's huge for everybody, and like we said, it needs to be pushed, and as much as we can do to promote it and push it, we do all year round anyway. But yeah, November is the month, which is a bit odd, I think, because it's leading up to Christmas, when it's
Stressful.
you've got probably the most stressful time of the year. So you're having the massive mix of emotions and stresses and everything that goes with that. But yeah, let's get through it. Let's push it as much as we can. Get people involved.
Just
Walks,
get talking.
social clubs, breakfast clubs,
Room, 6 p.m.
every Friday.
every Friday.
Every Friday.
And we have a new one coming up soon, don't we, boys?
Yes,
We
we have
do.
a new one coming up. Twisted Barrel in Fargo Village in Coventry City Centre, so it's a little bit easy to get to. It'll be the first Wednesday of every month. The first being, is it the 6th of December or 5th?
I think it's the 5th.
Stand by,
So,
callers.
it's
We've all got our
six.
phones out, look.
So it will be Wednesday. It's not this neither. It's the 4th.
Too close.
Sorry, everyone.
sorry.
Get that man calendar.
But if you were to turn up on the 6th, just redirect yourself to Broad Street, you'll be fine. So the first one at Twisted Barrel is going to be on the 4th of December. Again, starting at 6. That's where the confusion was, start time. That's what I'm telling myself. But yeah, they were more than happy to welcome us in. So yeah, just come in, have a 0% or have a full fat or whatever you want. Come in, have a chat, and just see where the group takes you. It'd be really good to see loads more new people there, and obviously the regulars would be good to see you as well. But
Yeah.
it'd be really good to see you down there. And if this one is easier for you, let us know, and we can maybe make it a more regular thing. But we won't know unless you tell us. So please tell us.
Yeah. It's just more. We're just thinking of more places, more opportunities to get blokes
Get out
involved.
and talk.
Yeah.
As men, we struggle, don't we, sometimes to open up.
Yeah.
We're quite happy to talk bollocks to each other, football, rugby, cricket. But
Yeah.
when it comes to the nitty gritty of feelings, thoughts,
That
we
is
go, yeah, no, I'm all right.
Yeah, I'll pass thanks, mate. I'll stay in the house, watch EastEnders. But yeah, it's
And you don't have to be a founder or a long-time veteran member.
Anyone
to
can
lead
hold-
a walk or a social.
Yeah, anyone can.
if you can sit there, have a pint, and talk to somebody, that's all we need. If you can physically walk for 45 minutes, that is all we need.
Exactly.
There's no extra pressures on you, there's no extra expectations, and you're having to document everything you do and every conversation you have. Your job is just there to help others walk around and sit and have a pint.
Exactly.
That's it.
It doesn't matter how long you've been in. Just the idea that we want to do is just keep all of these socials running without having to cancel any. And if we can't make it, it's not the be all and end all, because we know there might be a regular that can go and take over for a bit, or someone brand new can reach out and say, "Oh, I'm happy to lead this one if you'll have me." And we go, "Yeah, crack on."
Because if someone can lead that, we can potentially look into something else.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
Do something more, and so we can get it out further afield and help more men.
Yeah.
So the more time we have, the more we can plan and the more we can do to help get more people into that point of coming to socials, and we can plan more bigger events that are family orientated as well to get you all
Family Fun Day, 26th of July, booked in,
2025.
2025.
At
Good
Broad
work.
Street Rugby Club.
Not at 6 o'clock.
But even if you're a proprietor of a venue, whether it's someone that serves breakfast, someone that serves meals, someone that serves beer,
Or
and you have
activities
to have
like
people in,
go-karting, anything.
just reach out and let us know.
Red Kangaroo, I'm looking at you.
All of
Back
us
and
like a
forth.
good jump.
Trampoline day, please. You know, they used to be called jumpolines until you went on one.
No, it's just called a lean.
No, trampoline.
You're a
God,
cunt.
there we go, fucking
Really
It's
are.
not as fun when I have to
It's not.
explain it.
It loses it in translation.
Forgive the pun, but it loses its bounce.
But if you are a wife or a partner listening to this and you realise that your other half has become a bit quiet, a bit distant, not quite themselves, but they don't want to tell you,
And you want to keep them quiet and get them out of the house.
Yes.
send them
Send them to us for an hour.
Send them to us, or you could even message us on their behalf if you
Yeah.
don't feel that they
Yeah.
would
And
reach out.
We've had that a lot.
We've had
haven't
it quite a few times.
Yeah.
We've had the wife going, I've noticed my husband's become not as...
we? Or do something that puts the fear of God into them, like mention the words, I've had an idea. It works for me, it gets me listening.
Oh god, the chill down my spine.
I haven't had any in a couple of weeks,
No,
so we're
thank
doing
God.
alright.
What do you mean a couple of weeks?
I didn't say good ideas, you just said ideas.
Ah, touche.
I can bank them up.
What about your ideas?
Oh, I can't bank them up, mate. I've only got one brain cell, that's fucked.
It's a shared one.
Spending too much time in the microwave.
Cheers, Dad, you've done to me.
I love the ammo your dad provided with us.
That's the gift that's kept on giving.
Oh,
I want you to think what he's told you when I left the room for a piss.
we're saving that for later, don't worry.
Oh, Christ. Christmas bloopers.
We'll need to get the council on standby before we break that subject.
And we are looking for more guests.
More guests, yeah.
So if
we have
you wanna
more
come
that
and-
you come on.
Talk about
Come and talk
experiences
bollocks.
you've been through, or you're a part of a group that you think we might want to get involved with,
If
or
you're
help.
even if you're another podcaster that wants to get involved, then let's do a link up.
Is that a little collab? There you go, there's
Collab.
the lingo.
Taylor, if you fancy it.
No. He's too busy on holidays.
Yeah, he has a lot of holidays.
A lot of
doesn't he?
holidays. Like Father
I mean,
Christmas.
what he does for us, he
I'm
works
just
fucking
jealous.
miracles, so he probably is
Well,
deserving
yeah.
of a holiday when
Yeah.
we rock up on a Tuesday and go, hello, he's like, oh, for fuck's sake, not again.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially now he's getting us twice a week.
Sorry, Taylor.
But yeah, if you want to come on the podcast, just drop us a message, an email, whatever, and we'll try and sort something out. Just
Yeah.
let us know, you know, if there's a reason why you want to come on, by all means share that with us. If there's anything in particular you want to talk about, please tell us. Otherwise, we are just going to talk bollocks with you. And that'll be it. That's what we did with your dad. So,
He went away smiling, so it's all good.
Yeah, he was laughing his
I
head
know,
off.
we were talking about death thought in that one, so. But that was a good one. That was a good one.
I enjoyed him.
And I'd really like to have more people on. Whether it's from an organisation that wants to offer support or just
Yeah.
some insight, just anyone, just reach out and let us know.
On that note, see you next Thursday, Tuesday.
Thursday.
It's fine.